Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful week because I'm continuing with my Janet Jackson discography journey. I'm listening to all her albums for the first time, and we have made it to the year 1997's The Velvet Rope, her sixth studio album. And let me tell you, I am just as excited to listen to this album as I was to Janet and Rhythm Nation and Control, even her debut record and Dream Street. I mean, when it comes to Janet Jackson, I am always ready. My body is always ready to listen to a new Janet Jackson album. And I know a lot of you who are diehard Janet Jackson fans, I know a lot of you picked The Velvet Rope as your favorite Janet Jackson album. And there are 22 tracks, so this is quite the lengthy record. There are 22 tracks, but there are interludes, just like her other albums, Janet and Rhythm Nation. And the album is 1 hour and 60 minutes, so once again, this is a lengthy record, and this video is going to be quite long, but you know what? I don't care because it's Janet Jackson, bitch. And from my knowledge, I don't recall hearing any of these songs before except track number 11, Together Again. Now, Together Again was the very first Janet Jackson song that I recall hearing. Together Again and Feedback, back when I was a teenager, those were my go-to Janet Jackson songs, and they were constantly on repeat. So anyway, let's get into it with track number 1, which is an interlude, Twisted Elegance, which will progress into track number 2, Velvet Rope. And I am very curious to know what the Velvet Rope actually is. I imagine once I start listening to this album, I will understand what the Velvet Rope is. But if I still don't know what it is, I'll let you guys tell me what is the Velvet Rope. I could obviously research it for myself, but what's the fun of that? I'm gonna let you guys comment and tell me what the Velvet Rope is. So once again, I'm gonna shut my mouth and let's get into it. Track number 1, Twisted Elegance.
Twisted elegance. We all have the need to feel special. And it's this need that can bring out the best in us, yet the worst in us. This need created the velvet rope.
Okay, so that was track number 2, Velvet Rope, and I really enjoyed this song. It was quite different from what I'm used to for a Janet Jackson opener. I felt like this song was more personal. It was a bit more dark, and I feel like that's the direction she's headed for this album, a bit more personal. And as I was reading the lyrics, I was thinking of the Velvet Rope. And where have I seen a Velvet Rope before? I've seen it at award shows, I've seen it on the red carpet, I've seen it at clubs. Very important person for entry into a club. There's always that rope. So I feel like Janet is giving us permission to cross that velvet rope into her personal life, something that's been very restricted before. So I don't know, I could be wrong. That's my impression of what the velvet rope is. It could have many different meanings. Also, when I think of velvet rope, it could also be the complete opposite. I think of bondage, I think of S&M, I think of 50 Shades of Grey, rope, being tied up. In this case, a velvet rope tied sewn up. Obviously, I could be completely off the mark, but that's kind of how I'm interpreting it right now. In the lyrics, she said, "We have a special need to feel that we belong. Come with me inside my velvet rope." So she's taking us, bringing us along, dragging us inside her velvet rope. So yes, I feel like before the velvet rope was a sign of restriction, no one allowed, but now she's welcoming us inside her velvet rope. The special need that's within us brings out the best, yet worst in us. Follow the passion that's within you. Living the truth will set you free. Outside leave judgment, outside leave hate. One loves the answer you'll find in you. So I think she's saying, leave the judgment, leave the hate, leave the negativity outside of my velvet rope. Leave it outside in a world that you're used to, and instead come inside my velvet rope where it's more welcoming, it's about love, it's about acceptance. I don't know, I could be reaching here, that's just what I'm getting out of it. Anyway, let's continue on with track number 3, You. Okay, and that was track number 3, You. Where was this song when I was growing up? Wow. Guys, this song spoke to me. Here I am in your face, telling truths and not old lies. Seem to me that you care, and I know that you're running out. Apple Music, please check the spelling of these lyrics. Spend most of your life pretending not to be the one you are, but who you choose to see. Learn to survive in your fictitious world. I mean, that was me growing up. I felt like my whole life, actually, I was living a lie. And I felt like I was living in a fictitious world, that I had to be somebody that I wasn't. I remember when I was younger, I felt like I had to conform and live for somebody else's life and somebody else's expectations of what was expected of me. I remember when I was younger, I felt like the way I thought and the way I wasn't normal and what was expected of me. So every day I had to conform to the ideal of what people expected of me. It was like I was playing 2 characters at once. When I was by myself, I was the real me. But when I was around everyday people at school or wherever, family functions, what have you, I felt like I was putting on a mask and conforming to the boy I wasn't. You gotta be what you say, you gotta say what you mean, try to please everyone, sacrifice your own needs. And that was me too. I mean, I always tried to satisfy everyone, I tried to please everyone, I tried to make sure everyone liked me, that I stayed away from trouble, I stayed away from drama, I didn't open my mouth when there was a problem, I kept my mouth shut. And by not opening my mouth, that was a very easy way for me to just fade into the background, to become invisible so no one would see me. And if no one could see me, they couldn't judge me. And the moment I started saying something, or the moment I put a toe out of line, that's when the judgment happened. There's a feeling inside, no, you cannot change it right away, you gotta make a try. And with time, it'll start to go away. And I can't tell you how many times I'd be by myself in the bathroom and I'd look myself in the mirror and I'd say, this isn't me. Every time I step out the door, every time I interact with the world, that's not me. That's not me. The only time I'm ever myself is when I'm by myself in my bedroom, listening to music or writing or minding my own business. But every time I step out into the world, that's not me. I put on a mask every time I have to leave the house. And that is no way to live. And then a few years ago, I decided you know what? I'm not gonna stay quiet anymore. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna start speaking my mind. For the longest time, people thought that they could just walk over me, that they would just assume I wouldn't say anything. They could say whatever they wanted to me, they could do whatever they wanted to me, and they could get away with it because they knew I wouldn't say anything and I would just take it. But then one day I woke up, it was like, I'm gonna say something. And that's when I started seeing people for who they truly were, because they didn't expect this guy to suddenly speak up and start speaking his mind. And when he started doing that, people were shocked. And you really get to see people for who they truly are when you start to defend yourself and speak your mind. You get to see the true character that people really are. And I've exposed many people in my life, and many people have left my life because I wasn't willing to take their bullshit anymore. They couldn't walk over me anymore. And the moment I started doing that, I felt like a burden was removed from my shoulders. Bitter you'll be if you don't change your ways. When you hate you, you hate everyone that day. Unleash the scared child that you've grown into. You cannot run, for you can't hide from you. Can't hide from you. This song has me all over it. I mean, like I said prior, where was this song when I was growing up? So if I have any advice for anyone watching is don't let people speak for you. Don't let people walk over you. Be that voice, that unexpected voice that they didn't know could speak. And once you start doing that, once you start not taking any bullshit from people, that's when you'll feel a lot happier. And you'll also feel very proud for yourself as well. Don't lie to yourself anymore. Just be you. Just be you, regardless of what people are gonna think. People might start hating you. People might start distancing themselves away from you. People might have a different opinion of you. But who cares? As long as you know who you are deep down and you're living your best life, who cares what anyone else has to think? I guess what this song is trying to say, what I'm trying to say is do whatever you need to do to feel happy each and every day of your life. Because only you can make that change. Oh my god, I went all Oprah there for a second. Okay, this isn't the Enlightened Jessie show. I mean, it kind of is, but anyway, let's move on to track number 4, Got Till It's Gone. I'm only on track 3. I'm already 38 minutes into this video. I mean, dear god.
What's the next song?
Wait. Yes, Joni Mitchell. I'm having a huge mindfuck right now. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? I was like, where have I heard that before? And then I was like, why are they bringing up Joni Mitchell? I love Joni Mitchell, both sides now. That is how I was introduced to her. The first time I heard that line was the Counting Crows song featuring Vanessa Carlton from 2003, their song Big Yellow Taxi. I thought Big Yellow Taxi was a Counting Crows original song, but it is not. It's a Joni Mitchell song from 1970. I love Joni Mitchell, and I've been wanting to go on a Joni Mitchell discography journey for the longest time. I will eventually. But Big Yellow Taxi, I thought was an original Counting Crows song. And now I'm discovering the original origin of that line was from Joni Mitchell's Big Yellow Taxi, which Counting Crows did in 2003 with Vanessa Carlton, and Janet Jackson sampled in her song from 1997's The Velvet Rope. You learn something new every day. I mean, oh my god. I grew up with the Counting Crows version of Big Yellow Taxi. It brings back so many memories. And to hear it in this Janet song, it's just bringing back my childhood. I'm just having a moment right now. And in regards to the actual song, Got Till It's Gone, I really liked it. It has Q-Tip in it as well as Joni Mitchell. And I really enjoyed it. I mean, so far I've listened to 3 tracks and I've loved all the tracks so far. And this album so far does sound different from Janet and Rhythm Nation and what she's released before. There is the underlying message through all her albums of trying to make a change, whether it be making a change in the world or making a change within yourself and self acceptance, spreading love, and what have you. And I'm really digging this record so far. It's really good. So let's move on to track number 5, Interlude, Speakerphone, and then that will progress into track number 6, My Need.
I get so lonely. I can't let just anybody hold me. Hello?
Hi, it's me.
You got me on that damn speakerphone.
I will say, Janet Jackson does use a lot of phones in her interludes.
Here we go. I'm back.
I'm going out tonight, maybe.
Tonight, I feel so tight. Okay, and that was track number 6, My Need. Yes, Janet 2.0. I feel like this is the 2.0 version of what we heard on her Janet album from 1993. She is continuing the sensuality on this track, track number 6, My Need. My love, my need, tonight, I feel so tight. Tonight, just how I like. I need you like the flowers need the rain. I need you like the blues needs the pain. I need you like the stars need the night. I need you like the waves need the sea. I mean, it is close to Valentine's Day. It's only, what, a week away? So I feel like this song is very fitted. I mean, every time Janet includes sex in one of her songs or some sort of sensuality, it's always going to do, it's gonna give me, I'm just gonna say my body's reacting very nicely to these sexual songs. And you know what? I am single, so if I don't end up having a date by the time Valentine's Day rolls around, it might just have to be a party for one. So anyway, let's keep moving along to track number 7, which is another interlude, Fasten Your Seatbelts. And then track number 8, Go Deep. Oh my god.
What was I supposed to say? Chris is so cute.
I love these sorts of interludes, they're very candid. I'm kind of wishing there was a stripper pole here. Yes, track number 8. This is a fucking bop. Bop Central. I mean, this will be a go-to track on this record when I go back to it. I love it. I mean, she's a bit rebellious in this song. She's kind of doing her thing. She's losing control. I'm feeling high because I'm out of control tonight. Feeling high, don't want to stop. He's got me moving, DJ grooving. Gotta take him home alone. When I get him all alone, I'll make him scream and moan. He won't want to stop. She's going to the bar. She's going to the club with her friends, her girlfriends. They look immaculate. They look fierce. They look like queens. They're gonna have some fun. They're going to lose control of the dance floor. Perhaps they'll do a bit of drugs. I don't know. The song's kind of alluding to that. They're gonna get down and dirty. They're gonna find some guys. They're gonna take them home. And I'll make him scream and moan. He won't want to stop. And I feel like this is a continuation of the theme of the record. It's just discovering who you are, coming into Janet's world, passing past the velvet rope of love and acceptance and having fun, letting the negativity and the hatred stay outside of her velvet rope, outside of her world, and just kind of embracing who you are, doing what you want to do, being a little rebellious, loving you for you. So now let's move right along to track number 9, Free Zone. Oh, fuck me. In the words of RuPaul, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love somebody else? And track number 9, Free Zone, is speaking about love. In particular, when it comes to the LGBTQ community, regardless of how you identify, gay, lesbian, bisexual, whatever it is. It's about self-love. It's about not letting the hate influence who you want to love and not being intimidated by others as to who you should love. Boy meets boy, boy loses boy, boy gets cute boy back, girl meets girl, girl loses girl, girl gets cute girl back. Love your sister, love your brother, free. Once again, this is a great and solid track on the record, track number 9, Free Zone. I've enjoyed every single track on this album. There isn't a single track that I thought was okay or mediocre. All the songs so far have been really good. And there isn't really a song that I like more than the others. I mean, each one is consistently good, and I like each and every one of them equally. So now let's move right along to track number 10, Interlude, Memory, and then I'll progress into track number 11, Together Again.
You don't have to hold on to the pain to hold on to the memory.
Okay, so that was track number 11, Together Again. One of the very first Janet Jackson songs I ever listened to when I was a teenager. And I can't tell you how many times I have listened to this song. It has such meaning to it, and typically when you hear a song about loss, someone has died, it's usually a ballad. It's more slow, and it's more I don't want to say it's more emotional because this song is very emotional, but you know what I'm saying. It tends to be more of a ballad, and it's rare to listen to a song about loss and for it to be uplifting. You know, celebrate the person and say, you know, everywhere I go, every smile I see, I know you are there smiling back at me. I feel like this could have easily been a ballad, a bit more slow, but she opted for something more upbeat. And honestly, this is the type of song I want to hear when I am thinking about someone that I've lost. You know, obviously I want to listen to the sad ballads about loss, but this one in particular is just so optimistic. And she's saying, you know, dancing in moonlight, I know you are free. You know, they're in a better place. You know, whatever they were struggling with on earth in their life, they were able to finally let that go and just be at peace. And now they're dancing in moonlight, they're up in the clouds, and it puts a smile on your face. When they're smiling, you're smiling. You still have that connection, you still have the memories, and regardless of what they went through in this life, the hardships, they're in a better place now. And all you can really do is smile for them, be the best person you can, and they're dancing in the clouds, they're dancing in the moonlight, and you're gonna continue dancing here on earth for them in their memory. I feel personally this is one of the best songs ever from the 90s, and definitely one of my favorite Janet Jackson songs ever. So now let's keep moving along to track number 12, Interlude, Online, and now progress into track number 13, Empty.
Could it be that you and me, the deepest fears, my fantasies, but it feels so real. When I close my eyes, I can see your face. When I lick my lips, I can taste your smile. If I can reach your thoughts, nothing empty. When I close my eyes, nothing empty. When I close my eyes, space to feel when I'm space to face is enough. Phrases, descriptors, and do the extra words. But really, the closest in usage to the verb. When I close my eyes, see your face. When I lick my lips, I can taste your smile. All I can think. Rushing home, turn around. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you don't. The phrases, descriptors, and do the extra words. But really, the closest in usage to the verb. We never
Okay, and that was track number 13, Empty. And once again, I mean, I don't think I have disliked a single Janet Jackson song since her sophomore album, Dream Street, or maybe even Control. I think there might have been one song on that album that I didn't really care for, but when it came to Rhythm Nation, Janet, now this record, I mean, there hasn't been a single track on these albums that I have disliked, and it's because there's such, you know, I am essentially walking into Janet's life when I listen to each and every one of her songs, and she sings each song with such commitment and so much emotion that each song she releases kind of transcends your average pop or R&B song. Just from reading the lyrics in each and every one of her songs, there's so much meaning behind them, and it's like a story. Each song is its own separate story. And I've said this before, I've always enjoyed reading the lyrics in any Janet Jackson song. I always feel like that's a highlight in any Janet Jackson song are the lyrics because they're always so personal, they're always so meaningful, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to them. In this album in particular, we're talking about acceptance when it comes to society, self-acceptance, accepting you for you, regardless of your background or your orientation or your race or your sexuality or anything. And speaking your mind, speaking your worth, and be rebellious, and sexuality, sensuality. Now she's speaking about someone that she's close with. She's feeling empty because they're not around all the time. And that's a common theme I've experienced in many Janet Jackson albums and songs, is the theme of loneliness and emptiness, being in a relationship with someone, but somehow still feeling empty and alone because they're not really present and something just seems to be missing. I'm rushing home to turn you on. Sometimes you're there, sometimes you're gone. Wait for hours for your return, so tell me please, am I wasting my time? She could also be talking about online dating. The interlude prior to MT was called Online, so maybe she was online dating. It's hard for me to imagine that someone like Janet Jackson, a huge celebrity, would be online dating. Obviously, I mean, celebrities probably online date at times. I don't know, but it's very hard for me to imagine someone like Janet Jackson would just casually be online dating. Anyway, let's move on to another interlude, track number 14, Full, and then track number 15, What About?
For you.
Okay, and that was track number 15, What About? This was a very powerful, angry song. Clearly, Janet is in some sort of domestic abuse situation. She is being abused verbally and physically. She's being cheated on. She's being lied to. She's over it. She's fucking angry, and I could feel the raw energy in this song. What about the times you lied to me? What about times you said no one would want me? What about the times you hit my face? What about the times you kept on when I said no more, please? What about the times you said you didn't fuck her? She only gave you head. So this is a very toxic relationship. I could just feel and hear the toxicity as I was listening to the song. The frustration, just the hostility. This whole album, I feel like it's a bit on the darker side when it comes to her personal life. I haven't really heard a Janet Jackson song like this before with, all the anger pouring out of it. And what I found interesting was hearing waves in the background of this track and Latin influences that felt calming at times, and you hear the ocean waves, and it just packs a punch. She just starts yelling, she starts shouting. So I thought that was an interesting dynamic there. So let's move right along to track number 16, Every Time.
I'm afraid I'm starting to feel what I said I would not do. Scared to fall in love, afraid to love so fast. But every time your love is near, and every time I'm filled with fear, my heart is beating to race every time. One half wants me to go, the other half wants me to stay. Every time, my heart is beating to race every time. To never last. Every time your love is near, it's every time. Every time your love is near, every time you're on my side.
Alright, and that was track number 16, Every Time. This was a very touching song. I'm afraid I'm starting to feel what I said I would not do the last time. It really hurt me. So one half wants me to go, the other half wants me to stay. She's conflicted. She doesn't know if she should stay or go, fall in love with this person. She's all confused. I'm scared to fall in love again, afraid to fall so fast. Everyone, I feel like, can relate to that. I mean, it's Janet Jackson. Everyone can relate to Janet Jackson and her lyrics. We've learned that time and time again with each and one of her albums. But every time your love is near, and every time I'm filled with fear, because every time my heart does begin to race, every time. She's filled with fear, but at the same time, her heart starts to race every time she sees this person. So it's a tragic song because one part of her is telling her no, but the other half is saying yes. So it's like a battle between evil and good within yourself. I don't know. At the end of the day, love is just fucking complicated. Let's move right along to track number 17, Tonight's the Night.
This is just between me and you. Stay away from my window. Stay away from my back door too. Relax, babe, and draw that blind. Loosen up the back of your pretty French gown. Yeah. Let me pour you a good long drink. It's gonna be alright. 'Cause I love you, girl. Ain't nobody gonna stop us now. Come on, angel. My heart's on fire. Don't deny this one desire. Spread your wings and let me come inside. 'Cause tonight's the night. 'Cause I love you, girl. Ain't nobody gonna stop us now. Don't say a word, my virgin child. Just let your inhibitions run wild. Upstairs before the night's too old. 'Cause tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. It's gonna be alright. Don't be afraid.
Okay, and that was track number 17, Tonight's the Night. Again, this was a sensual song, but I found it a bit odd because it sounds like it's being sung from the perspective of a man, which is interesting, so I don't know if this was a cover. I could research it, but once again, I'll just let you guys let me know in the comments. Enlighten me, share with me your thoughts. Yeah, so I don't really have much to say. It's, a sensual song. It's obviously about sex. The beginning stages of going upstairs to have sex. She's singing about a gown coming off your pretty French gown. Let me pour you a good long drink. That sounds like something a man would write when he is swooning a woman. And I did enjoy the song. It's a great continuation of the record. It has Janet's classic sensuality in it. So let's keep moving along to track number 18, I Get Lonely. Alright, and that was track number 18, I Get Lonely. This is a continuation of Janet's loneliness, her feeling empty. She is wanting to go back to her lover, or she wants to be in a relationship again. She's just feeling all sorts of loneliness. I get so lonely, can't let just anybody hold me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. Want no one but you. So she wants this person in her life. But again, she must be conflicted with the demons of the good versus evil. Like I said before, love's fucked up with, all these different emotions, and you start questioning yourself and the loneliness. And, I am picking up the sense that Janet feels quite lonely in this record. And it's interesting because you could be in a relationship with someone and at the same time feel incredibly lonely and scared. So this was a great track. I really enjoyed it, just like the rest of the album. Very consistent. I mean, there isn't a single skip on this album, in my opinion. So let's move right along to track number 19, Rope Burn.
My lips hurt.
I love that little ding. Ha! I love it already. Whenever Janet starts moaning, I'm gonna love it. Yes, Janet. Track number 19, Rope Burn. I don't need to explain to you guys how sexy this song was. It was taking me back to her Janet album 1993. The sexiness, I just want to start stripping. I just want to start exposing it all. Bondage, tie me up, blindfold me. I've never been tied up before. I've never been blindfolded before. I have been handcuffed before though. Just go all 50 shades on my ass and do it right now. My bedroom's in there. My bedroom's around the corner. Take me in there and have your fucking way with me. This is what Janet Jackson does. She brings out my inner slut. She brings out my inner sensuality. She makes me say things that I would never say on camera. But here we are. I don't fucking care. Tie me up, blindfold me, have your way with me, and just... I was gonna say something there. I was gonna go a bit further, but I had to stop myself. This is YouTube. It's not Pornhub. So anyway, let us move along to track number 20, Anything.
Hold me, kiss me, show me, baby. I'll let you have me, want you to convince me. So are you ready? Kiss me, feel me, I'll satisfy you. Kiss me, all the good things don't come easy. So are you ready? Kiss me.
Okay, and that was track number 20, Anything. And I don't know if you heard my stomach growling. I haven't eaten any food yet today, but I'm not hungry for food. I'm hungry for something else. Why did I just say that? Why did I have to say that? Track number 20. Who knew Janet Jackson had all these sensual songs? Some of the most sensual songs I've ever heard in my life. Not just this album, but her Janet album as well. Oh my god. I mean, people have sex to these songs. People make love to these songs. I feel like Janet Jackson should release a full album of just sex, sensuality, passion, just a full album of sensual songs. I mean, so guys, we have made it to the end. This is the end of The Velvet Rope. Track number 21, which is the final interlude. Track number 21, Sad. And then that will progress into the final track of the record. Track number 22, Special.
There's nothing more depressing than having everything and still feeling sad. You must learn to water your spiritual garden.
It's been a long time since I've seen you last. I haven't 26 years. It hasn't been easy. Oh no, not for me. It's been difficult at times. I know how you're feeling. Same thing I did deal with. 'Cause everybody needs to feel real special. We need to remember the love lies deep within us. We have to want it so. It starts with us and all that
Oh, is that it?
It's not been easy trying to make it in this crazy world. Must remember, we're born with the blood of kings and queens. And let nobody tell you you ain't strong enough.
Alrighty, guys, that is the conclusion of Janet Jackson's The Velvet Rope. Special, I mean, this is a bit of an anthem, a nice way to wrap up this record of accepting yourself for who you are and self love, being free and exploring who you are. And it's just saying that you're special. Everyone's special. I know in this day and age, a lot of people have negative thoughts when it comes to saying you're special because it's the whole special snowflake. I'm a special snowflake. You're not special. You're just ordinary. There's nothing special about you. But you what? You are special. You need to think that way in your everyday life because if you don't, you're just going to think that you have no purpose. You know, you are special. You do have meaning. You do have purpose. Everyone is a special little snowflake. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. Everyone's a special little snowflake, and it's true. Everyone has their highs and lows. Everyone has their own unique element to themselves, and you just need to embrace that. You need to look for it. You need to run for it. And when it comes to the Velvet Rope as a whole, I really did enjoy the album just as much as her 1993 record, Janet. I feel like this album, The Velvet Rope, isn't as commercial as Janet. Though the songs are really good, I feel like it's not radio friendly. It's not as commercial as what Janet was. And it shows. I mean, this album didn't perform as well as Janet. But at the same time, it's beautifully written. I love the lyrics. I love the themes. It's more personal. It's more raw. It's more daring. It's more rebellious. There's abuse, there's verbal abuse, there's domestic abuse. It's about self acceptance, loving yourself, being free, embracing yourself, sexuality, sensuality, bondage, you know, and all that sexiness we come to expect from a Janet Jackson album. And I mean, this is a worthy inclusion on her discography. It's more personal. It really touched home or touched base with me. There were a lot of things on this record in particular that I could relate to growing up. And it is a very powerful record for anyone who's going through a hard time, a difficult situation in their lives, and just knowing that it's temporary, that you need to kind of look at yourself in the mirror, look at yourself for who you are, and you are the one that can make the change. You are the only one who knows what's best for you. You know, you need to make the right decision for yourself, and you kind of need to go on with your life knowing that you can make the change that you want to. So as a whole, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. 2 thumbs up. And this is definitely a Janet Jackson album I will continuously go back to. And it makes you feel, it makes you think, and it's a very raw and powerful album in my opinion. At the same time though, it's very sexy as well, so I liked it. So what did you think of the album? What are your thoughts? What are your favorite tracks? Maybe you didn't like it as much as me. Maybe you don't think it's a very good Janet Jackson album. Maybe you think it's amazing. It's one of the best albums in the world. So let me know as to why you think that. And yeah, I think that's all I want to say. This video is so long. I'm not even going to tell you what the running time is right now before editing it. Oh my god, I've been on my ass for a long time. So I need to get up, I need to move around, and I had a lot of fun. So thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can tell me what other artists I should check out. I'm open to any artist from any decade. I'm always exploring new music. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time when I move on to her next album, All For You. So thank you and take care. Bye-bye.